Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my silly survival world. Today, I am actually pretty excited to work on the train station, as yesterday was a bit of a boring episode, but it's an episode that needed to happen because we finally got the rail hooked up over here at my house. You can see it rounds the corner and stops right about here, and the view would be excellent, save for the couple of trees in the way and all the work that really needs to be done on this region in general. Now, I do not have a hard design in mind, but I do have a palette that I want to try out. For starters, I don't need oak wood, but I do need spruce wood. It is old, reliable, you gotta love it. Great heart for any palette, but this palette is actually mainly going to be centered around tough. Now, I would hope... well, we have a bunch of polished tough. Am I able to use... Okay, perfect. These will actually do the job perfectly, and I suppose we can head down to the trial chambers if it does not. It is a little weird, though, that we don't have any just raw tough lying around. I feel like we would have had plenty, but okay. Other block. Potentially, I want to figure out if we can mix deep slate into this, and I think the one that should really come as something of a surprise here, I want to actually turn to bamboo wood, however you make it. Okay, yes, like this, bamboo planks. I want to try combining all of these aspects here. I'm going to take a bit of my deep slate and just get you a example of what I'm going for. Right here is a tiny palette demonstration for you. I actually think these look really nice together. I mean, the bamboo is an absolute standout. I say we just go ahead and start at the foundation here. I'm thinking maybe it comes out this far, right? So let's say on this block, I'm going to use this random piece of stone. We start a tile floor that will alternate between the two, and I suppose this would stretch all the way back to the rail. Okay, a little something worth thinking about is how far we want the walkway to come out past this. And that's going to depend on how we do the actual station building. Now, I have plans as well for the station, the design of it. I have found a design that is really quite robust. It's not the prettiest, because you can't quite hide the circuitry of it, but it's very efficient, and I do think fills our needs quite nicely, so it's one I think we'll go for. I'm going to say that the building is probably going to stop at least like 2 blocks afterwards, right? So let's say this is the wall of the building. I would want at least 5 more blocks, which would make this the ending. So I'm going to say that's a pretty good length. Right, I'm thinking from here, this size does look pretty nice. I don't know if I really love it from out here, because it doesn't come all that far out, and when I originally thought of this place, my mind was really on the way that the supports would look coming down, and I think we're kind of missing that here, and I don't know how we can really revitalize it. Plus, this is going to be pretty expensive on tough as a material, so I don't really want to greatly expand the size. I will keep filling this in, because I'm fairly confident that I do at least want this much. Alright, unfortunately, all of the tough that we had in reserve only got us this far, but... oh, do I like this? This tile set is very pretty. Let's actually go ahead and take a ride back. I will get a snowball farm set up soon enough, so that we can fill out the chests over here and have the whole swapping thing finished. Though I guess it doesn't really matter right now, since this just throws you off a ledge anyways. Okay, well, I thought there might be some lovely tough waiting for us down here in the pit, but it was 2. I got 2 tough out of here. I guess that means we will be again taking a trip all the way over to the trial chamber. We really use and abuse these things just about constantly. I don't even know where I originally got all the polished. It's in the ceilings down here, but I will probably dig out the walls. Or I guess I should at least check if they can also be stone cut. Stone cuttered. I don't know. Alright, this is a bit weird, but a tough brick can be made into a chiseled tough brick, but it cannot be made into a polished tough. So I am going to need to gather polish separately. 5 stacks of each material. I do hope that this subsides us for the time being. I'm a little mixed on the new punchy eating animation. I think I like it because it's really funny. It makes the food you're eating really bouncy. If 1 stack of the original materials each managed to fill out 2.5 lines, that means we could expect these here 5 stacks to fill 5 times 2.5, which would be like 12 and a half, something like that. Okay, well apparently my prediction from earlier must have been pretty stupid because we breezed straight past 12 and we did like 15 layers. We got all the way back here. I haven't done the other side of the rail yet. I'm still not sure if we're going to want to dig this out a little bit, but this is a very large platform. It's probably a lot larger than it needs to be, but oh, isn't the view amazing? And we could put some benches here. We could get a little bit of garden space going maybe. There's just so much we can do with this kind of land. But we do need to think about what kind of barrier we want as well, because I'm not going to have the sides looking like this. This doesn't look quite as good from the side. I think for the time being, I want to kind of move on to the building here. So we're going to have something probably coming out about here. I actually said it would come out a block further, and I'm going to stick to that for consistency's sake. 1 block out away from the wood would bring this here, and that is conflicting with the terrain. And that's kind of an issue. Maybe we could almost have a slanted roof, like it's built off of the terrain shape here. But is that too weird and stupid? I'm not sure, because part of me is thinking that this would look nice as brick. Bricks fit really nice into this palette. Definitely not trying to make something that just looks like Quid's area over there, but also kind of, the colors work good together, so making this a brick wall, it would look good. It would look good. And then we would have spruce wood, and the spruce wood is going to do things right. Okay, I think I have ideas in mind that I do like. I'm going to want gaps here, and let's say gaps of 2. So gaps of 2 going way back, not a 1 block center, but ideal for the design that I want to lay out in specific. And over on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be gaps of 2, but this one is going to be filled in with brick. I'm not sure if I want the wood pillars to come down through the brick or not. Probably so. It's probably worth digging this last block out so that we would have to break them anyways, but I'm thinking it would be worth bringing the pillars up through it as well. Alright, we have wood pillars laid along all the way. Now, all of these are going to be stripped, and I'm going to use this one just as an example. This is going to need to be rather tall. Very tall, actually. So somewhere up to here, maybe a little higher than that, maybe even just a little bit higher than that. That is really quite grand. But I think this height might be ideal, actually. So we are going to strip all of that. Oh my goodness, do you see that animation? Look how silly this gets. The big axe flip. I really like that. Alright, hold on. I am going to need to take 6 logs, put them down real quick, strip all of these down, flip my axe, break these, crafting table, boom. Take these, make stairs, make trap doors, and make shelves. Now, with these, we can come up here, add 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And that creates a very clean archway. And I'm thinking we will have these types of archways all the way across. I'm uncertain as of now if I want to fill in the center in any way or just leave this open to run through. Now that I'm like looking at the state of the sky, I'm realizing this place is going to be amazing during the sunrise. Oh, that is going to be a sight to behold. Okay, have just slept. I want to get down there. I want to see these. Well, oh no, the sun's a little too high, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, that's not a sunrise, that's a sun risen. Oh well, I will go ahead and do my job, I guess. Fill all of these out and see you on the other side. Of course, can't time-lapse it because, well, this little guy right here crashes the thing still. Yippee! Okay, I have one set of archways put in here, and this is looking pretty alright so far. I also missed a couple of fence gates here. Right, not half bad, not at all. Now I'm thinking we will probably just do a slab roof on this, and I'm going to use bamboo slabs for an outline on the roof. Man, now I'm kind of thinking what my actual house over here would look like with bamboo accents. Okay, let's not think about that for the time being. I want to see what it actually looks like over here, but maybe. I mean, if it looks cool enough. Alrighty, now I'm just going to do a Oh man. Now I'm just going to do a classic A-frame here, and it is going to peak on the center of the rail, nice and satisfying like. I actually want to do tiles for the inside, which is part of what made me think of my own house over there, because these colors, I believe, will work together really quite nicely. Part of me is considering making, like, a separate shulker box that I carry around just as the workstation box. So it'll have, like, crafting table, anvil, grindstone, all of that just all in one place, so I am never left without. I don't know if that kind of thing would be excessive, but it'd be kind of nice to be able to very quickly set up base off of... I mean, I guess that is probably better reserved to an ender chest, since you'd be setting up base for potential new projects, which useful for someone like me who essentially starts a new project every day. I believe our little mock-up has come quite some way. If we come out here... Oh. It's so tall, you can't really see the roof from here. I don't know how to feel about that. In fact, really considering the consequences of my actions here, this is a really tiny roof on a... Oh. Wait, no, I like the high angles, actually. The high angle makes it look a lot nicer. I think from this side looking down, it will look pretty nice. Okay, my feelings on this just took a flat 180 really quickly. I don't think it looks half bad. I don't think I have any real qualms with the color palette, besides the fact that the really nice pairing up here isn't really visible down here, but we might be doing a little something to change that. I'm honestly thinking of having some kind of raised aspect to... Ooh, yeah, hold on. I still have a bunch of slabs. Getting creative with what I have. We don't need to go gather materials. I have the perfect set of items right here, right now. There we go. Dude, okay. I think what we've just done has elevated this massively. That was a big improvement. Plus, it kind of sets a precedent that we might follow here going forward. The deep slate could be the edge, and I would be pretty down for that. In fact, in general, having paths split up by deep slate like this, let's say that, okay, I feel like the side of the rail should be lined, right? Because rails are dangerous and scary, so we don't want people going too close to where that's happening. Now, we would have maybe 3 wide pathways that go something like this. I'll just mark it with corners for the time being. So here, and this could all be garden space to do silly garden things, right? But maybe a gap in the middle so that we could fit some benches. I don't know. I just want a spot where you can like slash sit and just enjoy the view. Cause like, look at this. Look how lovely this is. It's a nice place. Nice place. And I want to be able to enjoy it to its fullest. So in the pursuit of that, I think this layout might be a bad idea. Because it doesn't leave us a lot of sitting area. We could also go 5 blocks back, so that would be 5 on here, and then 5 on here, and that only leaves the 1 block gap. But that might not be such a bad thing. It kind of matches that over there, and then we do birch leaves down the middle again. I don't actually hate this concept. Not at all. Hold on, this starts on this pillar, so we could make it end on this pillar. Then skip between these 2 pillars. This spans double, so if we spanned another double, we would end here. Skip that pillar, and then span potentially the length of another double, so that would be 1, 2, and then stop here. I'm not the biggest fan of that. What if we move this all 1 pillar over? What happens then? Well, then we span 1, 2, stop here, skip 1, span 1, 2, end here, skip 1, and then 1, 2, connect against the rail. You know, at some point, we might do an episode just like traveling off to one of those sky islands and just setting up a nice little, I don't know, vacation home? Maybe you could call it that. Like, do a little survival reset, not bring any of our stuff with us, and just have a little island survival experience on the island. I think that would be really cool. Alright, we have another lovely morning here, and I think that the new bushes are a lovely addition to this. They break up the space really nicely, and I like this. I like this a lot. We get some benches in here, and this will be a nice kind of park area. I suppose it's right about time that I finally start work over here on the other side. Dude, this looks sick. This looks so sick, actually, writing into this. Oh, man, I really love this. I have just gotten all the pillars in. I did not strip them on the way up like I did the last ones. So we have the lovely experience just writing each log all the way up, one at a time, until we get all of the logs stripped. What a lovely experience that is. You know, I used to have a plugin on the server to strip logs outside your inventory. Man, even for making shelves, this is so satisfying to put them down in a grid like this and then pick them all back up. I'm actually starting to think, did Quinn use this exact grid floor? How hard have I copied Quinn here? Wait. Okay, no, Quinn did not use tough in the floor. Good. I'm not a copycat. This is my original idea. Patented, do not steal. Alrighty. Made good progress here. Now, I think it is about time we pull out the bricks, and I don't exactly know how many we have, but it should be pretty decent considering our prep for the commercial. Okay, we do have some bricks to work with. We do have some terracotta. Do we have granite? Wow, we have a lot of granite. Okay. Right, these materials should take us at least so far. So right light, oh, dude, I already, color-wise, love this. I think actually I shouldn't start with the brick. I should start with the granite and terracotta so that I can kind of focus on how these are going to be mixed in. Right, I've got a brick wall in. I don't think I love that. I really don't. I love the arches on the other side, but this just isn't nearly that satisfying to me. And I think we're probably going to want to figure out a little something for this. Shelf blocks? So-so. Actually, maybe shelf blocks riding along the sides like this, and then trap doors placed alongside the shelf blocks. I actually like that quite a lot better, I feel like. I'm curious how that visually translates over here, where this starts going down one step at a time. I don't even think we need these two. Let it step down until it disappears. Okay. I really don't dislike that at all. I think the steps look really great, genuinely. Finish off the last of this. Yeah, that actually goes so crazy. I'm such a big enjoyer of that. Now, how does it feel on the other side? I think it's perfectly okay over here. Not an exceptional. Doesn't really need to be, I don't feel like. Okay, the roof is done. And I do actually think it looks a lot nicer from this side than the other side. But oh, the building is finally done. I love the vibes in here. This is an absolutely incredible spot. I do need to clear a bunch of inventory space here. I don't know if we're going to hang lanterns or just use torches. I could go either way in an environment like this, really. I'm thinking I want to go the route of torches, because some torches hung up along here I think will just look really nice. Oh, wait, crap. I also need to... Right, we're going to need to fill in the bricks going along here. And while the building doesn't continue, I think we will still continue... Will it? Yeah, that works. Keep doing sets of 2. The arrows in my head look quite funny on my shadow. And these will probably stop here where the path stops. Alrighty, I've got the rest of the wall filled out here. We are going to need to extend the bridge. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. It has actually almost been 2 hours, but there's one last thing I do really want to do over here, and it would be really cool. I'm gonna see if I have the stuff lying around to do this. Alright, pulling back into the station, I'm going to pick up our cart here, and I have all the materials that we need. I just need to plan this out absolutely perfectly. So we need to start on a powered rail. There will be no button. There is a string over top the powered rail. Now next to the rail, there is a sticky piston. I didn't make it sticky. Now this sticky piston right here will go on this block, have a redstone block next to it, and then underneath the block that hosts the powered rail, or under next to it, redstone dust. It needs to be in a cross, and this should be a powered block, which I will be going underneath here. I could have just used a redstone torch. I still brought a lever for it anyways. This redstone is now powered. Now with that redstone powered, we can set a detector rail right here. This block... Actually, hold on. I didn't grab a dropper. I should go do that. Alright, coming back. this block right here needs to be a dropper. Then wait, this shouldn't even be oak block. That's fine. I'll just leave it how it is. It's a-okay. Followed detector rail, next to powered rail. Over here, we can let the powered rails just continue on a little bit further. And I think, okay, no, not quite. There's one tiny thing missing. And frankly, I kind of want to take and flip the side of this, potentially, but that's not important. I need 1 block of sand, and then I'm going to need to take a rail and place it right here. And we're going to need this rail, not to connect on that side. I need it to connect on the other side, ideally. Come on. Okay, remove that. Then put our detector rail in. Then remove the rail on the sand, place a cactus, and on this cactus, I will have a trapdoor. Now, I think this might be all correctly set up, but we are actually going to need multiple carts in order to test it. Okay, so I've almost done this correctly, but there is just one issue. This needs to be a dispenser. Here we go. Okay, I also actually need to take these 2 items right here. This will be a... well, that's funny. This will be a dispenser, followed by 2 hoppers, and then set our rails back exactly as they were. Oh, crap. Right, I think I have everything built correctly. Get the trapdoor back on top, and now, hopefully we can give... no? Maybe? Oh, yes, 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 yes. That is such intended behavior. That is so very intended. That is exactly what we want to see. If I sit in the minecart, it will automatically launch us. We can pick up this minecart that is left on the rail. I know, fatal flaw of this design here. If you do meet a minecart here, you just get up, walk over, place your minecart in the correct spot, and then continue down the rail. It's not perfect, but nothing in life truly is. Now let's send ourselves back from the subway and get a little taste of what this system here created by, let me make sure that I get the name correct here, Monkey's World, spelled with a U and a Z. I will hopefully leave a link down the description. Very cool design they've created. It instantly destroys the cart, and if we look here, the cart is gone forever. That's really not... does this just delete them? Oh. What? Oh, okay, what? Huh? Huh? Wait, why aren't the items moving? What is this? They were stuck in this cart, and then they randomly moved to this one? Is the hopper shouldn't be locked, right? Brother, what's going on with the hopper? You're connected. I can see the connection right there. It should, by all means, be going into this dispenser right now. Is the redstone block somehow power... What could be powering you? What could be powering you? What? Okay, there. Okay. I think this right here is the culprit. This piece of redstone is powering through the dispenser to power the item here. Does that not break the entire design? Or will the items be able to travel through one at a time? Alright, this area over here is getting worse by the minute, dude. No, but let's ride our cart back, and it does correctly destroy our cart, and it should collect it. It ends up in this dispenser here. Now, my question is, if I place and very quickly hop in this... oh, I don't even think it replaced it, what? Okay, we come back in, and... yeah, no, that didn't go through. Okay, hold on a moment. I think that I'm silly and stupid. I had forgotten the redstone block here on the last test. If I put this down, jump into it, It does replace the cart this time. Now, on the way back, we will see if it actually worked, and the dispenser took the item. Never mind, I'm not even testing anything. I'm stupid, I've just realized. I should probably block off the rail while I'm testing this as well. Alright, we come in, cart gets destroyed, we've reached our destination. Now, I am going to put a block right over here. So we are just going to bounce back on the rail for the sole purposes of testing. And let's see. Right now, we got one cart in the hopper here. Once we travel past, we bounce back, cart gets destroyed, check the dispenser, and the item made it through. Okay, it actually is working correctly. This thing is just too smart for me, man. This is a really, really smart design. Okay, well, I think I am happy to call it there. This has been a very, very productive episode. We still do need to get a railing around the train station, but the actual station itself, I think, is looking absolutely lovely. And this area out here, it is a good vibe, and definitely setting up for some really great views looking out this way. And man, I'm really liking the sound of building something over there. I think it would be so cool. For the time being, though, I believe I will be seeing you there tomorrow. Bye-bye.